Hi there, it's Kevin with RogueDeckBuilder.com here with the wrap-up video. I'm not going to show match number 7 because it went to time, and I was very frustrated because I was trying to find the stupid hotkey to stack all significant triggers. What happened is I returned to ranks back a bunch of guys from the graveyard, and it stacked all the triggers, and it took me like 3 or 4 minutes to stack the damn triggers. And that was the difference between winning and losing the game based upon the clock. The matchup was Martyr Proc. And again, he only had 2 minutes left on his time clock when we basically drew in game. Well, he would have won in game 2 on time. He won game number 1. Unfortunately, it's a rough matchup. Martyr Proc they have ways to just completely lock you out. Your only hope is to Path Exile all of their Serra Ascendants and then try to get in there with damage. But the problem with that too is they use like Kami of Ancient Hope, I think is what it is, to prevent all combat damage that's done in a turn, and they can just continue to get it back. So you basically have to have a sideboard card. You have to have Rest in Peace to compete with their deck, and hopefully you can get enough cards out of their graveyard before they actually destroy it with like a Disenchant. They use a lot of annoying cards like Ghostly Prison. Both game he got triple Ghostly Prison out very, very quickly against me, and that basically shut me out from ever attacking in. And he had the pass at the key moments for my big Ajani's Primates or big Serra's Ascendants. And then, that was just, it wasn't really like neither one of us could win the game. It just came down. It literally, the match does come down to clock management. And unfortunately, I had the worst of the clock management. So, also, it screwed up the video when I was trying to click random F keys to stack it up. Apparently, my video recording software has built-in F numbers when you start hitting like the F12, F11, and I can't for the life of me. I swear there's a stack all similar triggers. It just will not work on my MTGO. I clicked every F key imaginable to try to get those stacks going right. So a little frustrated that I lost the game based upon just how MTGO is set up with the stacking triggers. What's more heartbreaking is they cut to 32 for prize, and prize is actually pretty significant. It's 16 packs of Dragons of Tarkir and 8 packs of Fate Reforged. So a lot of money on the line, and I lost by 2 places. So I was 34th out of the top 32, and after 32 you get absolutely nothing. And it's really to blame my opponents for dropping out really quickly. It sucks when you lose your first match, because M Watts 1-3 dropped, Darkfin 0-4 dropped, JB202 I think 1-3 dropped, and the list goes on and on and on. So, and also this Pomegranate ended up losing his last match, which probably put me below for this. And this guy got a bye. Oh, that's well, I guess he was just one ahead of me. But buys give you 100. Well, buys don't count against you or for you. I actually think they give you a good win percentage for that. I don't know exactly how the math works, but anyway, if that's advantageous or not on a 4-3. So, a little bit bummed out right now. I thought the deck did play phenomenally. This was what happens when you enter a tournament, is you can go up against some bad matchups, and unfortunately for us, we did see 2 of the matchups that were less than favorable, being Martyr Proc. Martyr Proc's still 50-50. They have to get Ghostly Quarters out quick, or you overwhelm them, or just a well-timed Wrath of God. And my opponent did happen to have those both games that did exceptionally well, and then I could not draw a Sundering Growth, return the ranks to save my life early, and then he proceeded just to control me out. And then Tron is just a very, 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 very difficult matchup, as you saw in those games. The only hope is to stick a Stony Silence and then proceed to try to hope they didn't bring an Ancient Grudge, or not Ancient, either Ancient Grudge or Nature's Claim in from the, actually not Ancient Grudge, that's the only artifacts. Nature's Claim, that's the one that destroys an enchantment, and then still, the problem with Stony Silence too is you kind of kill your own aggression. If you're on your turn 2, you have to play a 2-mana enchantment, so I might bring in some technology. Again, is though I don't want to kill the deck just for what I consider decks that aren't the greatest in the metagame right now. So with Tron, I don't want to like sideboard a bunch of cards to help me in the Tron matchup. It's one of those things that I think I'm just going to chalk it up as bad luck if you get matched up against a Tron deck. So, I mean, I don't know what's in the top deck. There's only one name that I know quite well. It's Lord Commander Snow. He plays Amulet of Vigor. That would have been a horrible matchup for me in the top 8. And then that's basically Oh, this DMIK we played yesterday, and did we lose to him? He was the Grixis Delver deck, so he went 6-1 with that. So, I mean, again, it really comes down to, in Modern, a lot of times, the matchups. And we did lose the matchup we were supposed to win due to our opponent having such a great sideboard versus us with the Golgari Charms and the Knight of Souls Betrayal and whatnot. So anyway, after playing in this tournament with the metagame right now, I still think Soul Sisters is a great deck. Would I wish I would have queued up with Skred? Absolutely. Skred would have given me a better matchup versus Tron, as well as a incredible matchup against the Martyr Proc. What happens against Martyr Proc is you could care less about anything because you're just going to Koth ult and win, and they have no way to interact with Koth ult win. I mean, it's very hard for them to attack down Koth. All of your Rending Volleys are great. Your Anger of Gods in the sideboard are great. Lightning Bolts and Skreds are great just for taking out the early stuff. And it just takes them too long to really interact with you before Chandra or the Koth ult gets out of hand. And against Jund, Skred's a pretty good match against it. Delver not as much. I know Delver it's okay. I think Soul Sisters has a little bit greater of a matchup against the Delver matchup than Skred does. But it is what it is. I still like my metagame call. I still think Soul Sisters great. The Flagstones, if I were to make changes, Flagstones are absolutely unnecessary. We can just completely get rid of them. Other than it does work with the synergy of Ghost Quarter, because you can kill your own Flagstones if you do need another. Like if you have a Flagstone and a Ghost Quarter out, you can end a turn, kill your Flagstones, and then it goes and gets a... Actually, you can just tap your Flagstones for a white, and then Ghost Quarter your Flagstones, and then it goes and gets you 2 planes, basically, because the 1 plane's from the Flagstone dying and the Ghost Quarter from killing a land, and that one comes into play untapped, and then you can tap for a white. So that is that little implication in here for the Ghost Quarter's Flagstones. And then again, the Ghost Quarters was really good in that Junk matchup. We got rid of both the Treetop Village and the other dude, the 3/4 reach guy. Not very impressed with Archangel Thune. It hasn't done much. I think I might want another Wrath of God instead. Sundering Growth was wonderful. Stony Silence, again, I was worried about the Tron matchup, but now I'm wishing that those would have been Rest in Pieces, and then that would have been give me the win for the last matchup, because again, my opponent cannot interact with the Rest in Peace if a couple of his threats get exiled for good. So, anywho, that's that. That's the wrap-up video. Very disappointed, but hey, we learned from this. I think I'm getting better as a player again. Overall, the deck was 8-4 in the PTQ and the PPTQ. And against the matchups that I really wanted to see, we were 8-2, which is, phenomenal. I mean, the UI, I guess 7-2, because the UI control is not a matchup, but I think we'll see a lot. But against the Delve, Esper Delver and Grixis Delver and Jund variants, the black-green variants, I think the Soul Sisters did very well, and I think that's where you want to be in the metagame at the moment. Anyway, this has been Kevin with RogueDeckBuilder.com. Thanks for watching.